All right, everybody. Here's the story from the Daily Mail. Quote, "Let me start with 2 words. Made in America." And that was it. And I just started busting out laughing because, look, we could talk about a lot of stuff. We can talk about Joe Biden destroying the country and getting us involved in potentially World War III. But we deserve to laugh. And I don't know if so I don't have it here. Do they got the video? Let's play the video.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America. Made in America.
He says it twice. And then everybody cheers for it. That's it. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're having a good time. This is, are we laughing as everything just spirals down into oblivion? And we're just smiling as it all burns around us. This is fine.
It's not all burning around us. It's always been, trying to make the best out of a chaotic universe. But yeah, I'm definitely laughing as I should probably be trying to figure out a new sort of economy that we could transition to.
I love how the story from the Daily Mail is highlighting the fact that he said 2 words. He's like, let me start with 2 words, but then says 3. But then it gets like really serious with like letters, from representatives, from Congresswoman Nancy Mace, and pictures of, Rand Paul and all that stuff. When it's just like, dude.
I'll bet you the White House transcript is going to read, he said 3 words instead of 2, and they're going to try to whitewash.
Few words.
Few words. There you go. That even
Let
makes
me start
more
with
sense.
a few words. But that's what they're going to do.
Lydia pointed out, he technically did start with 2, made in.
Yeah.
So maybe he wasn't wrong.
Yeah, that's what Karine Jean-Pierre is going to say. Someone's going to be like, the president said start with 2 words, but then said 3. He started by saying 2 words and then added a 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do 2.
How's it going? How's the economy for you guys? How's the country? Are you excited for the leadership of this man?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's definitely very competent, and I'm so happy he's in charge as we are on the brink of Armageddon. As he says himself last night, he was literally talking about how we're closer to Armageddon since the Cuban Missile Crisis. He's also talking about how Putin is deadly serious about using tactical nukes in Ukraine, and
look at this tweet. This is a good one. It's the first. It's one of these gotcha tweets. Joe Biden says, "You won't have to worry about my tweets when I'm president." And then under it says, "President Joe Biden says the risk of nuclear Armageddon is at the highest level since the Cuban Missile Crisis." My response was, "Yeah, but I mean, come on, no mean tweets."
Yeah,
like there you go. But I just love that juxtaposition. You don't got to worry about my tweets, and then the news being, the world is about to end.
I wonder if he's setting us up to be a hero. Like he's like, hey, I averted World War III, everybody. We're like, yeah, but you got us close to it too in the first place.
Hey, but I did get you away from it.
I mean,
he's like, I saved you from nuclear war. Like you almost started it, but I did save you from it.
Yep.
He did come out with the marijuana stuff. What was that, yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, but apparently it's not actually exonerating anybody. Apparently the marijuana thing is just going to your past convictions are erased.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's not letting people out?
No, it's not letting people out. They can't get out of jail. What?
Even for federal offenses?
It seemed that it was a pardon. The language pardon was in there for thousands of, I don't know if it's current or past.
I think it's past. So I see a lot of these lefties being like, Joe Biden's a great president because he just pardoned all these marijuana, convictions or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I'm in favor of that. I think Trump should have done the same thing. And then my response is like, how many people were released? And everyone said none. It was just exonerating their records or something.
And they're trying to reschedule it.
Because that's the value.
Right.
Because if they take it off of Schedule 1, then they'll stop treating it like heroin and stop throwing people in federal prison for it.
Isn't that crazy, though, that basically the only reason pot became legal is because everyone just decided it was and ignored the law? Like I was talking about this with Half Baked. It's literally a movie from the 2000s. Or is it late 90s? I don't know. Where a bunch of dudes are just outright committing crimes and it's relatable and funny. It's just weird. Like even in it, when Dave Chappelle is at the lab and the doctor rips the huge chunk off and hands it to him, just like...
It's a tragedy what they did to marijuana in the 1900s. Harry J. Anslinger and William Randolph Hearst got together. Yep. Hearst owned all these trees, and he wanted to take people off of the hemp paper industry and make, paper industry. He wanted to make trees. So he got Harry J. Anslinger, and I think he was the guy, his Congress point man, to start printing up all this propaganda like reefer madness, make people afraid. They said that it made black people like bloodlusty and stuff, like crazy nonsensical propaganda that wasn't true, and they made enough people afraid of it that they were able to make it federally legal. And then William Randolph Hearst had the monopoly on the paper trade after that.
It's stuck for a long time.
I mean, I think that's an interesting story, right? He was like a newspaper magnate or whatever. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
You look at the people who control the narratives when they have the ability to manipulate and control media, and you see what ends up happening because of it. They can just be like, this thing goes against my interests, so have my newspapers tell everybody to do as I say, and they do.
Freaking nuts. But he did it with Congress's help, which is what really makes it scandalous.
Yeah, but the thing about Congress, the Republicans are a great example. Republicans are more concerned about the opinion of the New York Times than the opinion of their own constituents. And that's exactly the power of the media. So with the internet, the reason why we're seeing big tech freak out the way it is, and this whole Elon Musk thing has become such a big deal, is I guess, many of us, especially you guys, minds, we've taken away their ability to just monopolize the narrative, and they're losing their minds because of it, and they're losing power because of it. And it's like watching a dude sinking in quicksand, screaming and thrashing around, and you wanna feel bad. You're like, I know that they're sinking and they're like doomed, but they're also just really evil. So you can only just sit back and be like, maybe we shouldn't have this apparatus anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd still like to encourage them to not thrash so much, because that's what's causing them to sink. Maybe it's the thrashing that's evil, not the actual person.
If they just laid forward, and that your legs come out, and then you can crawl away, but they don't get it. They're just swinging violently, screaming, and it's like when we had this raccoon problem, and we want to feel bad for this raccoon, but it's trying to kill our chickens. So when we walk up to the trap and we're like, oh, the poor little thing, it was, and we're like, and they're like, get it out of here, and then we have to get rid of it. That's what it's like. The media is failing, it's dying, and these people are losing their jobs and all that. And then I'm just like, yeah, but they're like nasty people who just fling crap at your face. You walk up to them, you feel bad, like maybe these journalists, I see they're panicking, maybe they need work, and then they just fling feces right at you, and you're like, okay, dude, okay, go away. You don't deserve to have a job, I guess.
You would think Twitter would be changing amid seeing the reaction to the Elon takeover, but they're thrashing. They continue to ban, even despite this lawsuit that's happening, and so what is your current take on the situation? Because Twitter wants
Elon?
Twitter wants the court trial to happen still.
Yeah. Because Elon was asking for more time, and they said making sure the trial still happens until this finalizes prevents mischief or something. I guess if they're
tweets.
They're concerned about mischief.
They don't want any more poop emoji from.
You know what, man? Just Bill was late to the show, so normally what we do is we get a thumbnail where the guest is sitting across from me, and then I press record, and then I screenshot it, but Bill wasn't here. So I was just like, empty chair it is. And I just want to say, that right there is the big difference between the establishment and the traditional media machine and what we represent. We can just screw around like that and be silly about it and have fun, and just, it is what it is. And I was like, if this was like a major network, they'd be panicking. They'd be like, pull archival. We got to get something. We have to wear our suits and ties.
Yeah, you can't have fake bazunkas on national television. Not
Could
allowed.
you imagine a guest going on Tucker Carlson with gigantic fake boobies like Luke did?
Yeah, I mean, Fox would probably have,
Did you see that Danny
freak out.
Polishuk got a pair?
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Good.
The from that high school teacher thing or whatever?
Yeah, he was doing videos with it. Yeah.
What's he doing?
I just saw a photo of it when they arrived at his house. I didn't see the video yet.
What do you think of Elon buying Twitter?
I mean, bring it on. It's better than status quo. We saw did you guys see his text with Dorsey?
Some of them.
Yeah.
So it's like they both are Dorsey, what's infuriating is that he knows open source, decentralization, encryption, Bitcoin. He knows that this is all where it needs to go, but he had decades to make that happen with Twitter and couldn't do it. He even said in the text, I don't have power. I have 3% of the company. I can't do anything. But he was telling Elon, this is where you need to take it. He was saying there needs to be no company, actually, because the company becomes an attack vector.
Right.
So company-less decentralized protocols are what we need. That's what's beautiful about Bitcoin, because Satoshi is totally anonymous. There's no one to go after.
Why didn't Dorsey do anything? I know he had that one operation. What was that called? Blue Sky, right?
Yeah, it still exists. It's they're doing research and stuff, but I don't. And then when the transition happened and the new CEO was coming in, Parag, Dorsey did this blog post where he was like, I feel in my gut that this is really the right decision for the company, we're gonna, things are gonna get better. And then it's just like nothing changes. There's no, in fact, Parag's statements about free speech are the opposite.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.